What's up, everybody? I am your ultraviolent siren and your favorite indie hype girl, Kakeface Karlee, and welcome back to another episode of X Brand Unleashed. This is episode 27, my favorite number, and today we have someone who is very much piqued my interest the first time I ever saw one of his matches, and I had to have him on. You guys, he has been seen on Victory Championship Wrestling, X Brand, Real Shot Wrestling. He also does his own deathmatch sock hops. Not only that, he is one half of Saturday Night Special. He's also a vocalist for American Crust. He is the candy-coated razor blade. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Twist.
Hey, how's it going?
I am doing very well. A lot better that you are here. How are you doing today?
Oh, we're good. We did a little bit of yard work over at the aunt's house. Got everything situated. We're hanging out. Hopefully, cruising through the weekend now.
Right on. Right on. Well, I can't thank you enough for being on here. And again, kind of like I mentioned off camera, like the first time I saw you, I was like completely enamored and I had to have you on, and you're a very interesting man, and I just wanted to very much get to know you. So I want to start off with, when did you become a wrestling fan? When did you have that moment of like, wow, I really love this?
I was a kid. We're talking. So I'm 36. I remember specifically, and I mean, like, I don't know where every viewer's from, but I mean, like, I'm from Southwest Pennsylvania, about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 from Pittsburgh, south, like in between Morgantown, Pittsburgh. We got a store called Giant Eagle, and I remember being a little kid and going and grabbing. This was probably 1996, so I was 6 years old. I'd go into the magazine section, and I'd flip through and I'd see all these pictures from these crazy like exploding barbed wire death matches whenever, like Terry Funk and Cactus Jack, and I watched WCW with my grandpap religiously, and then
Yes.
watched WWF. Like, I remember, oh man, Bret Hart. Like, that was like my big inspiration. I even did the sunglasses there for a little while whenever I first got started. But I've been like a lifelong fan for as long as I can remember of wrestling, of all different kinds of varieties of it. But like, those are my first memories of being a fan.
That's amazing. Like, and I love the fact that you mentioned that you had even found magazines of like more of the ultra violent stuff when you're younger too, and that was introduced to you at a young age. I think that's really, really cool. Besides that, when else did you like discover like CZW and other type of like ultra violent type stuff?
I had fell off from watching wrestling probably like towards 2010.
Same.
And
Yep.
I didn't start picking it back up and really watching it again until probably 2016, 17, something like that. Um, and I had slowly crept into finding about like even indie wrestling in general.
Right.
I was like a real mainstream fan. Like, for the longest time, I didn't really watch anything else. It was the WWE stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
like I kept it to the big four, watching them every year and trying to keep up through like social media. I really didn't get into like local and more indie, like ultra violent stuff until I want to say like 2021, twenty
Okay.
twenty two. I had already been like trained. Um, I had like our trainer in West Virginia was like big on deathmatch tournaments, and he was always never do them. But then like you get introduced to guys like Madman Pondo when you went in workplaces, because we'd go to IWA East Coast, um,
Right.
and we filled in for like a rumble of theirs. And I met Pondo, and like he signed a copy of his book for me. And then after like hearing that and being like, do as I say, not as I do, I started looking more and more into it once we graduated. And
Right.
then we helped kick off Evil Ways in Pittsburgh. We were like on the first show they ever did. Me and Dee Dee wrestled each other, my tag team partner. So I mean, and
Yeah.
ever since then, it's just taken off in this little small part of well, I mean, like, what is this? The Ohio Valley considered? which would be like northern West Virginia, into
Mhm.
parts of Ohio through like Pittsburgh and like just that whole general area.
Sure.
Um, yeah, I'm a newer fan to the independent part of it. Independent wrestling in general, I guess. I've only really been following it for about 6 years. So
Okay.
yeah.
I can absolutely relate to that too, like within the sense of like, oh, like just die hard only watching the mainstream, popular stuff for the longest time, and then just having this open eye to like, holy shit, there's more out there. Like, wow, oh my God.
But
So
because
when,
I was super big on the hardcore matches. Like whenever I was a
yeah,
kid, like the hardcore title was a huge deal. So I mean, like every
yes,
title was a huge deal then. I feel like, but I mean, like the hardcore esque stuff all through the '90s into the early 2000s is what got me hooked. And then running into
yes.
all the crazy shit you see on the indies got me re-hooked. And then especially whenever it was like, hey, you shouldn't do any of this shit. I was like, oh well, now I have to. So that's like kind of how this all even got started.
So when did you have that light bulb moment of, you know what, instead of more than just watching it, I want to fucking do this?
This is a crazy ass story, right? Um, so I used to work in oil and gas,
Okay.
and 2020 we had been laid off for the first time, and like I think I worked 5 or 6 years in oil and gas, and for the first time ever, I had nothing to do, nowhere to go. Chevron had pulled out of the company that I'm working for. They pulled out of Pennsylvania completely, went back to Texas. So I was sitting on my thumbs for like 8 months. It was like the first time in like forever since I was like a kid in high school that I didn't have anything going on like at all. And I'm good friends with a guy that owns the local video game store, and he was struggling to stay open through COVID. So
Mm,
we started doing a podcast slash auction. And in the process, we were talking about wrestling. So, old wrestling comes up, and like we have at the time, Virgil, God rest his soul now,
yeah.
but he used to go to all the flea markets and all the random ass places and indie like shows and stuff like that all around here. And I was like, man, I would love to have him here at the store. So, like in the process of trying to find Virgil to track him down, I ran into the owner of Real Shoot Wrestling. It's Tim Cross. That's where I went to school. He said, "Well, I can find you Virgil's information. I got the email and his phone number." And then he said, "Why don't you come down and like just try wrestling out? Like see if you like it, you know?" And I was like, I mean, I I guess like I don't have anything else to do. I don't have like anywhere to go. Like I'm just hanging out at the house. Everyone was just hanging out at the house at the time. That's
Right.
that's
Yeah.
just how that worked. But
Hmm.
I went down. I went to training once and just kind of got hooked and never stopped since.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like talk
that's
about one of those like almost like things happen for a reason, like fate had it for you to be a part of this.
yeah. It was real strange. I couldn't have like recreated that if I had tried. Like I think it was just the perfect storm. I never fell into it any other way.
Wow. So then where did you end up, training, who trained you? Like what school did you go to?
I trained through Real Shoot Wrestling's Institute for the Grappling Arts for two
Right
years.
on.
Um, Once we graduated and we didn't really know what else to do, we had made pretty good friends with Beastman, and
Ooh, right on.
he runs Victory Championship Wrestling, has their own wrestling academy in
I didn't
McMecken,
know he
West
ran
Virginia.
that.
Yeah,
How
that's
cool.
his deal. That's his company. So we started jumping in cars with him and traveling all over the place, and like going out there to train on occasion, and like kind of hung out under his learning tree, got some insider information, and like some of the stuff that obviously you're not going to get from somebody unless like he's actively all over the place. At the time whenever we first started hanging out, he was more of like he was like a tri-state guy, had some stuff in Virginia. Like he was more local, not how it is now. I mean, like he really exploded out of nowhere. But um, we were jumping in the car and going with him to like New Jersey and Michigan, and like whenever he was still like pretty regularly going to like Warrior Wrestling in South Bend, Indiana, we jump in the car with him, and that's basically like it was just like, all right, well, I feel like we got a taste of all of our whole background, all of our fundamentals is all Southern based. We're
Right.
good chain wrestlers, like me and most of the guys I went to school with. Like we have like the traditional Southern style, like shoot
Yes.
grappling, and then we started doing the more, I guess, WWE esque matches, and got like a taste of that from traveling around and doing things like that. And then like we kind of developed our own style of like an in between from doing that, and then
Ooh.
now we have all the deathmatch stuff like mixed in too, from
Right.
working different shows, working in rings, working with at like outer rings. Like that's a compliment that I get from a lot of people. They're like, "Man, you guys are really good." Like, because me and Dee Dee go everywhere together. Most of the time, the deathmatch stuff's the only time we do single stuff. But I mean, like,
Okay.
we get compliments all over the place because we trained for so long. Over half
Mhm.
my career was regularly training. So I mean, I've been in since 2020. It's coming up on 2027. Probably 3 years of that was just a go, 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 go.
That's
Now
amazing.
we don't have to go, 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 go all the time, but I still try to. But
That's what's up.
yeah, it developed into something pretty wild after doing it for so long. But it's fun. It's we got a big learning tree we've been under for a while. So
That's fantastic. So of course you had mentioned that you do, like the regular, Southern style, like shoot style wrestling, as well as the death match, of course. Do you have like a preference of what you like to do, or is it just kind of like, like you like both?
that's it's where I am.
Mm,
Um, because everyone's a hybrid wrestler now. It's where like
yes.
you see it everywhere. Like you have to be able to work different styles for depending on where you go.
Hmm.
Um, I made a debut recently of like strong style lucha. That's in
Ooh.
Ohio. So even I know a little bit of lucha like wrestling too, like on top of it. The stuff you pick up. So depending on the company, the area, the fans, you know what I mean, you're gonna wrestle different styles depending on who you're in front of. I don't have a preference in general. I just like wrestling, I think.
Hell
Just
yeah.
as a whole, doesn't matter who it's in front of, what kind, like what style, what match, doesn't matter. I just enjoy all of it, really.
I love that. I love how eclectic you are. Like, I think that's one of the qualities I really enjoy about you, because not only are you really good with the ultra violent stuff, but god damn, are you good with just, straight up wrestling too. Like you are very phenomenal to watch. You and your tag partner, which you had mentioned a couple times, Dee Dee, you guys are part of Saturday Night Special. How did you guys become tag partners?
Because everyone thought we were related.
Really? You
that's
know
that's
what?
what it
I can
was.
see that. I can see that. I can see why people would say that.
Yeah, it's we would actually we'd get bitched at because some of the older guys would come to our trainer or come to the promoter, the booker, and they'd be like, "Why aren't these guys tagging?" And they'd be like, "Would you quit walking around and telling fucking everybody that you guys need to tag?" He was like, "Because I don't want you guys to tag. You're good by yourselves." So I mean, like, but it wasn't us. We were never like we'd never complained. We had just mentioned it probably,
Mhm.
in passing, talking to other people in the locker room. But then everyone kept on going and was like, "Yeah, you should put them together. They're good separate, but I mean, like, they could be really, really good together." And then, like, eventually we got the tag finally, and then everyone was just like, "Yeah, keep them together forever." So I mean, like that's pretty much that's been the whole consensus since then. Everyone agrees that they'd rather see us together than separate, so we tag a lot all over the place.
I like that. How did you guys come up with the name Saturday Night Special?
That's so most of our stuff, like even gimmick included, came from a meme page on Facebook that Dee Dee
Okay.
was he was crazy about this meme page. It was constantly talking about like Applebee's and like getting drunk at like chain restaurants, and he thought like he was like, man, all this like cool southern rock and like this meme page and shit, and he was showing me all this stuff. He was like, we should be like Saturday Night Special. That sounds like, it's classic. It sounds like we're a southern team, but like we could just act like ourselves and laugh about
Yes.
the stupid shit that we've been seeing on the internet. So like it's us turned up to 11. That's pretty much how we've
I
been
love
the
that.
entire time.
That I love that so much. So speaking of names, like how did you come up with the name Marcus Twist? Because I love how it just rolls off the tongue. It's very peculiar sounding too. I love it.
It's all of this is a unit. I feel like he should be here. Um, so because his last name is Vice, I thought Twist and Vice. So
Okay.
like that's because the classic tag teams, like you always have Axe and Smash, Hawk and Animal. Like I
Mhm.
was like, okay, Twist, Vice, like that's
I
and
dig
we
it.
just we just kind of kept it and rolled with
Very cool. I love
it.
that. I love
it's
that.
it's it's
That's
more
phenomenal.
simple than you would think, but like it's funny when you hear it out loud, or I
Oh
have
hell
to
yeah.
explain it. But like it all just made sense at the time. Like we were more worried about learning the work than we were about like the gimmicks, the names, and things like that. And once it started to be like, oh well, we should develop characters, we had already been so far in. I was like, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Keep the
Yeah.
names, keep the we. It's just been rolling. So never really put a lot of thought into ever changing anything, so that's why it's still the same.
I like that. So you had mentioned about the meme page and you had mentioned something about Applebee's, which I had seen something in your bio where you say that you can see me causing ruckus at an Applebee's. Are there any other restaurants that you would cause a ruckus at?
No, no,
Just
that's our
Applebee's.
that was our restaurant of choice. That was like the
Oh, I love
big
that.
that was the big gimmick there for like the longest time. People would go to we come out with Applebee's menus and use them as weapons, give people paper cuts with them.
That's
Um, There, like every manager at every Applebee's, I feel like at least like a 40 to 50 mile radius knew us because like
that's amazing.
that's where we would go. And then like if I'd lose a menu or sold a menu and signed it or something like that, we'd always stop in and get more stuff. And like if I ever have smaller stuff like pins or stickers or whatever, I did like business cards for a while. I keep them in an Applebee's to go box. So I mean, like we
That
like
is
really
fucking
really
incredible.
yeah, we leaned into it like real hard, and like when we work heel places, um, I know that I'm going straight home from certain spots, and
Sure.
I've literally had guys like go to Applebee's to meet us up, like meet up with us to fight us, and then the next show that we have there because the South is different. Like West Virginia and like parts of Ohio, places like that's very different compared to like other spots.
Yeah.
There's more people that like the illusion is greater in certain parts of the country, and like we would just go straight home, wouldn't even think about it. 2 months later, you're back in the same building, and then like some guys like you pussy ass bitches never went to the Applebee's, and then like you get to work even more on top of that and be like, oh, I got better shit to do than stop at your shitty Applebee's. Like that's
That's
what
great.
I was like. We got better Applebee's at home. Like we're going to the Morgantown, West Virginia Applebee's. Your Applebee's sucks ass and your waitresses are ugly. Well, like
That's amazing. So with all the time you spend at Applebee's, do you have like a go-to of what of like eating when y'all go there?
it's mostly apps. It's always just been like, oh hey,
Right
grab a
on.
couple apps, grab a couple beers. Like it's never. Um,
I felt
now
that.
now after doing it for so long,
Mhm.
my preference is to come home and just eat here.
Right on.
Like because
Yeah.
you're on the road and with being in a band too, I'm always so busy that I don't get to spend a lot of time home. So I try to be here as much as I possibly can. Back whenever I had less going on, it was always
Yeah.
Applebee's.
Wow. So you mentioned you're in a band. You are the vocalist for American Crust. Tell me about all that.
That is a super group from Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Ooh,
We all played in punk bands. Probably, I would say, the peak of it was about 20 years ago. I was a teenager in high school, and our punk scene here in Uniontown, Pennsylvania was insane. Real tight knit unit. And over the past, what, 20 something odd years, a handful of us decided that we wanted to continue to play.
okay.
So we just got back together, and that's like, grand total, it's like almost 100 years of experience of musicians in between the four of us.
Holy
So, because
shit.
I've been playing since what I was like 13,
What did
12
you
maybe.
play?
I play bass and guitar.
Oh,
So I
hell
mean,
yeah. Hell
yeah.
yeah.
So, and then those guys have been playing longer than me because they're older than me. So we like, I think on average, like our drummer's 52. So I mean, Dale's been doing it for a real long time. So it is actually over 100 years of experience between the four of us. But um, we picked up a little bit of everything from all the different bands that we were all in. We play old songs from Spencer and Chris's band. We play old stuff from Dale's band. We've had a couple people pass away in bands from here back in the day, so we cover songs of theirs. And then we've written new stuff. We've covered new music. Punk music's always about like covers. You always got to have a cover song of something else to really get people going.
Right.
Um, we played a music festival in Frostburg where there's like for some reason Frostburg, Maryland has a lot of old Pittsburgh punks in it. Um, but we did a cover of Frat Boy from Caustic Christ because
Oh, right
we
on.
knew those guys like back in the day too, like pretty good. I used to hang out with their old drummer Ronnie a lot. So we got the like we picked up new stuff. We got all the old stuff. Like it's really turning into something around here again, which is fun. It's nice. It's different. So, but yeah, it's we're in the process of writing new stuff. We've dropped a whole album on YouTube like recently, just free for anybody to listen to it whenever. It's called Live Big in Japan, Live in PA. That's what it is. But
I love
yeah,
that.
we recorded all of it in Spencer's basement, so it's all DIY.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Good for you.
like a true punk band. It's all DIY. Did it ourselves.
Fuck yeah, as it should be. Like I love that shit. So how do you manage to balance, with wrestling and, you know, with the band? How do you balance it all?
I have band practice like once a week. I try to pack the weekends like two at a time, two or three at a time. Where
Okay.
like, all right, well, I'll have a show with the band this weekend, and then maybe I'll do a show this weekend, like playing with them, and then doing wrestling here. And then there's some weekends where it's just wrestling heavy, and then I get like weekends like this one, I have nothing. Me and my wife are going to see Last Podcast on the Left in Pittsburgh. That's going to be
Oh,
super fun.
awesome.
I like being able to do stuff like that too. But I mean, like it's the time management. I try to book all my stuff in like December for the entire year. And then like I have the companies that I like to work for that I'm always going to like try to make their shows, and then I have my off weekends where I can go and add stuff cuz we just saw an
Mhm.
announcement today about me adding stuff. And then I'll keep stuff open for American Crust, or I'll try to double shot it. I'll try to go wrestle then play, or play then wrestle. Like it just all depends. It fits together like a puzzle now. It was harder to do at the beginning. Like
Sure.
we've only really been doing this for like I think coming up on a year. But
Okay.
yeah, it was a lot harder those first couple months, but now it's a lot easier. Now that everybody kind of got it down to a science.
So one thing that I noticed that you do, which is it's very unique, and I've never seen anyone do this, is that for your birthday, you put on Marcus Twist birthday deathmatch sock hop. And as soon like I saw that, I'm like, that is the coolest damn thing I have heard. So what was the idea? Why sock hop? Like, I mean, this, like, it was just so cool.
I so I used to do a podcast with my friend from he lives in Monongah, West Virginia. His name's Spooky Lou Carbon Barker. So like he's got a crazy name. And then I used to just to fuck with him, I'd make flyers for imaginary events places. Like I'd always say that like he's hosting a show at the Circle K down the street from his house. And then I would book these insane matches where it'd be like, these guys are wrestling for a bag of corn chips. Like I'd rib all the local indie guys and then send it
Oh
to
my god.
Lou. And then I'd make it like I'd put a group chat together on Facebook. And I'd be like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna need you guys all here at this date. This is bell time." Like, I'd set the whole thing up, and Lou would almost have a meltdown every time I do it. So, and I thought it was hilarious. So I'd do it all the time to him. But the crazy names, because I think one of the biggest ones was like Spooky Lou's House of Horrors, Oddities, and Fixins. And like, I was just like, okay, maybe
It makes sense. I love it.
like, I was talking about, like, oh, well, no one ever has shows around my birthday. No one ever does shows around Halloween. I should do something with all these crazy ass names that I've been playing around with and then
Right.
just do my own show and have
Mm-hmm.
it be like a party for my friends to come to. And like, my band gets to play, we all get to hang out, do whatever. Like that very first one I had, like, it was basically just like a West Virginia versus POR show because I most of those guys were there.
Oh my
um
god.
yeah, it was wild. Like that very first one was like the best one hands down. And then like the other two, like I feel like they got cursed like on the other two because one had a crazy ass snowstorm,
Oh
and
shit.
that was this past one for my birthday. And then that Halloween homecoming show that I did, all of Walnut Street got shut down because I think somebody like got fucked up. There was an ambulance and like police cars, and like it was basically right next door to where we have them
Oh
at the
no.
Morgantown Art Party. So I
Oh
was
my
like, well, we all know about it and we're all hanging out and having fun, but the public didn't know about it or couldn't make it, one or
oh.
the other. But that, like, honestly, I did it for just like some of the boys to be able to like go out and express themselves, and we have fun, and it's not taken nearly as serious.
Okay.
Um, that one show, Danbert Nobicon from Chumbawamba ended up showing up, which was the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. But that was
Right
the
on.
because me and Causey were wrestling each other, and somebody was like, "Hey, that guy from Chumbawamba's like two doors down," and I guess no one's at his show. No one went. Like everyone's here, and like they were like, "Hey, he's gonna be like upstairs to watch you guys." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! You guys are fucking around." Like,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
didn't believe it. Me and Causey are both laughing about it, whatever, getting ready. And then I came out, like, I wear the mask. It's hard to see in the mask. So I tear the mask off and turn around, and I'm like, holy shit, it is that guy from Chumbawamba, and he is here. So weird shit happens at these shows. They're always super fun. Like, not always financially lucrative, but super fun for everybody, myself included. Like, but it all started as a gag. Most things do, like with us, with me, with, something we joke about ends up being serious eventually, and we just run with it.
I think that's wonderful how that works out. And it's so unique. No one else does that. And I really hope that more eyes get on that, because I think like the product that you do put out and everything is fantastic with those shows. I loved it. I saw the clips and everything that you'd put up on your page, and phenomenal. Like, honestly. You had mentioned, obviously, you had mentioned about facing Kamikaze. And at the X Brand show, you had faced him with your friend Paul. And so, how did X Brand come across you? How did you come across X Brand? How did that start?
Uh, I think the thing that got us all introduced and kind of like this goes back to Skullfest in Pittsburgh. Evil Ways had a show.
Mhm.
And there was like it was basically POR versus Evil Ways.
Right.
And we did it was me and Dee Dee versus Kevin Chaos and Kamikaze. Tarzan Duran had like his own match there. JJ was there and like he went up against Lindsay Snow.
Mm.
Just a big no ring in the middle of like a punk band festival, like in this back alley in Pittsburgh, kind of introduced all of us. And then uh, not this obviously it was last year. Me and Dee Dee went to POR and wrestled the Juggalo Fight Club, and like
Yes.
Causey's came here because we also do Negative Outlook in Morgantown, which is a no ring at like 123 Pleasant Street. We got that kicked off. My buddy Chris Frum owns that. So we kind of got him started. We got Evil Way started in Pittsburgh. We got Negative Outlook started in Morgantown. And like we
Wow.
always need guys to come in. And I was like, I love all the POR guys. I love coincidentally a lot of the POR guys also work for X Brand. So like we had brought in Causey, Kevin's came up like multiple times.
Mhm.
Um Roman, Roman
Yep.
50, like that's the homie. Like I love that guy.
Oh yeah.
And he's a former X brand champion. So
Damn
I
right.
mean like after
Former
we
world
all
champion.
yep, we all kind of hung out for a while and uh they had reached out to me because I was like, I haven't been to an X brand show. I feel like I have a free weekend. I want to drive up to Philly and like
Yes.
see what it's about. And like all my friends go there. Like there's a
Right.
bunch of people that I don't know, but there's plenty of people I do know that are there.
Hmm.
I'll go up and make some connections because me and Dee Dee had wrestled Anthrax and Frank Benetti at Negative Outlook.
Oh
So I was like,
wow.
well, I'll just go up there because I know all these guys. And then they asked me, they said, well, do you just want to be part of the show? And I was like, so I don't have to buy a ticket and I could just come up. And they were like, yeah. So that's how it worked out. Like I went from trying to do things the right way and show up and oh hey, I'm gonna buy a ticket, I'm gonna shake some hands, I'm gonna introduce myself, like the classic way of trying to get booked somewhere, help out. and
Absolutely.
and then it just turned into, well, do you want to have this three-way dance in between Causey and I believe Biggie Sanchez.
Yep.
And then there was something that happened with him and I brought Paulie with me. And Paulie, I was just like, well, I'm glad you have your shit with you. So we'll all throw down. It sounds so it all went from like 0 to 100 real quick with that one.
It sure the fuck did. One of my favorite spot. I mean, of course, I mean, obviously that was like my match that really like I was like, who the hell is this Mark Twist? Like he like and I saw the match in its entirety. I'm like, wow, this guy's good. And then I saw the shit that you did to Kamikaze with that power drill. I've I'm pretty, I can handle a lot within a death match. I've seen a lot, but holy shit. When you did that power drill spot, I was like, that shit stuck. The fucking tip is stuck. Oh my god! Like so, like how did you like? Or like, oh, here, let me just use a power drill.
That's the Causey spot. He can't he I always bring the drill and I've always like threatened with the drill. I've always used the drill like as a tool to like hit somebody over the head with. It was never something where like I would drill into somebody, but I'd always get real close. And he was just like, "What if you just did?" And I was like,
Why don't you just do it?
I was like, "Hey, dude, it's up to you. Like, it's not my face, you know." So he said, "Yeah, man, it's fine. Like, let's give it a try." Like, but that first one at Skullfest, like, Dee Dee brushed his teeth with a grill brush. Causey is a crazy fuck, dude. Like,
Jesus.
I love him, but
Yeah.
everyone that's ever ran into him or talked to him, or I mean, like, everything's always been super chill. We've always like hung out and shit after shows, but like
Yeah.
he really turns it up he goes past 11. I say we go to 11. He goes way past it. Like there is nobody else that I know that is so giving with their body for this business.
Yeah, absolutely. I've definitely noticed that with Kazi for sure.
Hmm.
I want to know, first and foremost, will you come back to X Brand at any point?
That's been discussed. I think Delaware dates have been
Ooh,
kicked around. Um, I
hell
had
yeah, brother.
talked to Beastman,
Yes.
and we want to go together. So I mean, like, I think that'll be the next thing is me
Yes.
and Beastman will make the trip
Oh,
together,
hell
hopefully.
yeah.
So I mean,
Oh,
whenever Justin watches this and sees it, we're both interested in coming up together
Justin,
ASAP. So
clip this part and keep this for yourself, Justin. Cough, cough, nudge, nudge. Please, I want to see it, fan perspective. Good God. I want to know from the matches that you've had thus far, what are some of the favorite ones that you've had?
ooh, like death match or just in general?
All together. Death match, normal, all together.
So me and Dee Dee tagged against Beastman and Chase Stevens. That was a really fun one, and like that was like the first big TV name that we had ever wrestled. Because
Wow.
like he's formerly WWE guy, he was on TNA. Like Chase Stevens is like he's a big deal to us, but like he's also like an older brother that fucking picks on you and drinks a lot. So like we had been around him a whole bunch of times, and I was like like I feel like if the timeline matched up, like he acts like who I think my dad would act like. Um, but we had a lot of fun with doing that match, and then we fucked them over, which I think was really funny too. Like towards the end, because I always like to do these classic wrestling spots, and I got to throw the powder in Wes's face, and he hit Chase, and then I rolled Beastman up for the schoolboy, and like that's the heaviest schoolboy I've ever rolled up in my entire life. That's a 400
That's
plus
a lot
pound
of men.
schoolboy. Um, that one was really fun. It was so us like Saturday Night Special tagged with Ricky Morton
Ooh.
in a six man.
Oh my God.
So it was us and Ricky Morton, and we tagged against these guys. They're a faction down here in West Virginia. They're the unappreciated. Their big gripe is no one appreciates them. So they pissed everybody off, and Ricky Morton came in to help us beat their asses. That was a real fun one. And then we tagged against them again. It was Team RSW versus Team Shane Douglas. And my claim to fame is always that I tagged in and Shane Douglas tagged out. He was
Oh,
locked.
wow.
Yeah, he just tagged right out. So if the franchise ever sees this, I got your fucking number, pal.
There you go.
Yeah, he owes me one. But deathmatch wise, I had gone up against JJ Allen at
Mm.
Negative Outlook, and it was the drill versus the weed whacker.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
mean, I had two drills too. It wasn't just one.
Oh
There's
my God. Double handed with the holy shit.
yeah, well, I mean, like his is like the weed whacker super long. I had to like bring something else,
Hell
so I had
yeah.
two drills that day. That was a really fun match. I had a really good one with Roman, also at Negative Outlook. Uh, where like I just posted like I do like a canyon catch suplex. He went for the crossbody. I caught him and pushed it through. Because like
Yes.
Chris Canyon he should be a huge inspiration for anybody. Because the dudes came up with a million different moves, but that's the one I use all the time is the Canyon suplex. So right through the barbed wire table on Roman. That was real fun. Anytime I've ever wrestled Kazi has also been a huge favorite of mine. I can't say that we've never had a bad match. I hit him with a catch suplex just like that off the stage at 123 Pleasant Street, and put him through a door covered with over 1,000 thumbtacks. So
Oof.
like, yeah, like we've had some real wild ones, but like I like all my matches. I've never, I don't think I've ever had like a terrible one that I can say like, oh, I hated that one. Like, but those are the ones that stand out, I think.
I love that. What are some of your dream opponents and dream promotions that you'd like to work for?
Uh, I always have such a hard time picking out like, um, just a couple people. I'd like to wrestle Casanova Valentine
Oh,
and
you two
go
fire.
go up to New Fear City. That would be a big one. I think that's an opponent and a place that I would love to go to. Uh, I'd like to wrestle Sinister
Ooh,
from POR. I'd like that. Kyle was on my list. Chuck Stein is on my list.
yes.
Um, I think I know somebody close enough to Doctor Redacted that I'd like to see it happen.
I think you two would throw the fuck down. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Like, I mean, like, because I'm thinking of guys that, like, I'm like, all right, well, we could have really, like, good technical matches with the death match shit involved in it.
Yes.
To just, like, hit every note, like, through it. Those are the guys that I really want to, like, work with. I think we could, and it wouldn't matter where. Horror Slam would be another, like, nice place to go
Ooh.
to. Because
Mm.
Beastman wrestles Chuck Stein at Horror
Yeah.
Slam. I think it's this weekend.
Yeah, I
So
think you're right.
yeah. So I mean, like I was like, hey, tell him I'm looking. Well,
Like, cough, cough, nudge, nudge.
give me the rub, brother. Come on.
Oh, hell yeah. I think another place you'd be phenomenal at is, like, of course, I mean, I might be a little biased because it's closer to me, but in Houston, like Loco, I think you could throw down with a bunch of the fucking guys there. Oh my God. I mean, honestly, the talent that you have, like, so, like, one guy I'm thinking in particular, you and he goes by the Texas Terrifier Boracho, you two, holy fuck, because you got some insane weapons. He's fucking insane. Oh,
That's a TFC guy, isn't it?
yep.
Racha?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He sure
I've
is.
I've wrestled a handful of the Total Fucking Chaos guys.
Yes.
I gave Ill Will probably the worst gusset plate of his entire existence.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
Put him in a camel clutch and then drove it right into his forehead. Like it's tough. But I love those guys. I worked with Brandon St. James quite a few times. Hardcore quite a few times.
Yes.
I'd be willing to like one of the things that we talked about with like True Underground whenever they reached out to me was like, well, who would you want to wrestle? And I was like, well, I'll take anybody, anytime, any place,
Right.
anywhere, it doesn't matter. I was like, but that Kyle is also on that show. Hardcore is also on that show. So like,
Mm-hmm.
it's all depends on what you want to see, and I was like, I'll wrestle anybody though. We'll have fun no matter what. But I have preferences. And I mean, the more that I do, the more I end up like, oh, well, I watch entire shows and I'm like, man, I want to wrestle all these dudes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that the list just gets longer the more I'm involved in anything.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would like to know, what does wrestling and even deathmatch, what does wrestling in general mean to you?
It's it means a lot. Like it means a whole lot. It's never been like my number one priority. Cause I
Right.
mean, like I'm a father and a husband first. Um, but it's always been like an escape. It's always been like something that I shared with like my grandfather, like whenever he was still alive.
Right.
Uh, I spent so much time like paying attention. It was the Heart Foundation for me, like back in the day, and like I had like real people to look up to because I didn't really like football, didn't really like baseball, didn't really like get too involved in like your classic sports, but like Bret the Hitman Hart was like my guy, you know what I mean?
Hell
And like
yeah.
but like I have a huge portrait of his face tattooed on my leg. Like I'm a big Bret Hart fan.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I got to meet him in Nashville a couple years ago. I ran into him. We stayed at the same hotel he did, and I
Oh,
ran
dude.
into
Wow.
him because we were working for Kevin Sullivan and Gangrel in Nashville.
Oh
Which
my God.
yes, yes.
Woo!
I've like run into like a lot of like oh hey, I don't feel like I should be here, but I am. But being in the car with Beastman, you know what I mean? That's just how it is. But there was a QT Marshall seminar, and like we were down there for Coastal Championship Wrestling, and it just so happened to be Ric Flair's last match where Jim Crockett Promotions like
Oh
he
my
put that
God.
together,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
they had WrestleCade was there, so we ran into like a whole bunch of people, and had met so many people, and had talked to uh like in passing, like talked to Ric Flair and the rest of the Four Horsemen panel, and like ran into Danhausen and Jonathan Gresham, and like it, and like hung out with Joey Janela.
Oh
Like
man. Wow.
it was like because they did their like New Japan Pro Wrestling had like their show there, and I'm pretty sure what was it like GCW had a show also like that same
Right.
weekend, and SummerSlam was going on, so there was wrestlers literally everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we ran into Bret Hart drinking in the hotel lobby, and I pulled my pants down in front of him and his wife to show him my tattoo in the lobby of this hotel, and we were hanging out with like Luke Gallows and Brian Knobs and all these guys from like New Japan's like production and their writers and shit.
Jesus.
And it was like me, Beastman, Cowpoke Paul, and Don Tate. It's like all like mostly local guys for like me, you know what I mean? But like hanging out with like all these dudes that are like, man, there's a lot of important people walking around this motherfucker. And then somebody was like, is that Bret Hart? And I was like, sure shit is. I walked right over to him. So that's it.
Wow.
Weird experiences, but I mean, like wrestling has always been like an escape and to have someone to look up to and try to like role model after. And I wasn't really into like the corny shit that Hulk Hogan would say, even as a kid. Like I didn't really go for it. But I mean,
Right.
like Bret Hart just being like, well, I'm the best because I'm the best. Like I was like, I believe it. Like, you know,
Fuck, I'm sold.
yeah. Like I was just like, I'm 7. It's fine.
Right. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna believe everything this guy says. Fuck it. Oh, I would like to know from like the standard wrestling point of view as well as the deathmatch point of view, two separate ones. I would like to know your Mount Rushmores for each.
Mount Rushmore's for like both.
Yes. And you can do it separately.
So like regular wrestling Mount Rushmore would probably be Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I want to say Rey Mysterio.
Ooh, brother, that's solid. Hell yeah.
So I mean, like that hits all my bases. Like that hits my entertainment. That hits like the old school. That hits like now new school because Rey Mysterio has been around for so long. Yeah, that hits all the bases. I think that's a good Mount Rushmore for just regular wrestling.
Oh, definitely.
For death match, Nick Gage has to be on there because the dude like. So we got to run into him at the last X Brand Wrestling show that I was at.
Yeah.
And he is fucking terrifying. That guy has so much gas in the tank. I've never seen someone totally bitch somebody out and scream at him for 30 minutes while they were whooping his ass, and then like in between just being like, oh well, I'm gonna stop and give other people like the rub, you know what I mean? Like he looks over at Jesse Daniels like, yeah,
Yeah.
you a real one, Jesse, and then punches Anthrax. Like that's fucking nuts. Like that dude's cardio, I don't know what he does or how like hard he's working out, but like he's a fucking animal.
Oh man.
I'd say Necro Butcher would
Right
have
on.
to be on there.
Mhm.
Madman Pondo. And like Madman Pondo, Necro Butcher, like those guys are like staples in like the West Virginia area alone. Like Pondo is like he's our local legend. So I
Yeah.
mean, like you run into Madman Pondo at shows all the time around here. Who would be my last one? I'd have to say like Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, like that's an obvious. So I mean, like that's a blend of like the old stuff, the new stuff, some of the craziest shit I've ever seen stuff. I think that's fair.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Very solid. Very solid. Mount Rushmore. Very solid. Something that you had mentioned in your bio is, you're the candy coated razor blade. Are there any other weapons you can see that could be candy coated?
I mean, if you have a big enough vat, you could dip anything in candy, really.
I mean, facts, right?
I've that whole like the whole moniker, the candy coated razor blade, that all came from like the urban legend of like Halloween candy being like
Right.
lined with poison or razor blades, and like I'm super big into like horror movies and urban legends and things of that nature. So I was like, I want to use this. I don't know how I'm going to use this, but I'm going to use this. And then whenever started doing the deathmatch shit, like I was like, oh well, it just fits. You know what I mean? So that's. I think I'd probably. I mean, if you dip anything sharp in candy, though, unless the guy's eating it, it really doesn't do much.
Right. Before I came on here and I was thinking about that question, I was like, it'd be cool, like the little bits of like on the barbed wire, you clip them off and you just do them individually. That'd be kind of cute.
I see like a friend of mine, a woman's wrestler, was having like her first hardcore-esque like match and had wanted to use sugar glass, which I like super frowned upon. But she like like she's young, like kind of brand new. I'm not gonna like throw her out there because I don't want anyone to like go shit on her for it. But like I was like, it'd be cool if like you could figure out a way to like make this sugar glass, break it up, make it like, oh hey, it's candy, now it's dangerous, and then punch somebody in the side of the head, like just something like almost like the teeth spot with Danhausen or the tacks in the mouth, like make some kind of dangerous-esque candy.
Yes.
Yeah, like make like a sharp jawbreaker. You know what I mean? Like out of sugar
hell
glass.
yeah. Yes, I like that. That's very creative. Now, one thing random that I've noticed about you, good sir, you've got a fantastic beard.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Like, honestly, one of the best I've seen in the business, dude. I gotta know, do you have any advice for men out there who maybe aren't as gifted with a beard like yours? Maybe theirs looks kind of like the state of Hawaii with the patches and stuff. You got any advice for the men out there?
I am so low maintenance whenever it comes to like taking care of the beard, and I cut it off like periodically, not like all the way down, but wear a respirator, I guess, all the time, and then it comes in thicker. Cause like I'm a welder and a fitter in a shipyard, and I mean I did tell you I work night shift, but I mean like I never take care of like my face, my beard, like barely take care of my hair for being as long as it is, but it's stuffed inside of a respirator, like in like a little ponytail, like basically
That's wild.
for close to like 10 hours a day. And then it just it's always sort of been like big bushy, like, it just grows in like that. I have a really good barber too that I go to like every 2 weeks. So, I mean, that dude takes care of me. It wouldn't look nearly as good if I didn't go there all the time.
Right on. So I guess to the other men out there, he's just gifted. Try wear a respirator.
Yeah, like it's like wear something around your face that makes you uncomfortable and never take it off. Like that's
I love that.
That's the best I got.
Oh, that's perfect. So I want to take this time to, ask a little more non-wrestling questions. I call this your favorite things. You had mentioned earlier you're into horror movies and stuff. I want to know some of your favorite horror movies that you like to watch.
Ooh, Basket Case.
Yes.
One,
Oh
one,
my God.
one, two, or three. Doesn't matter. Because they're so campy and fucking goofy. I'm
Dude,
really,
yes.
really, really into like the B-rated stuff.
Oh,
Because I
hell
mean, like,
yeah.
I've made it a thing now where I take over like I think it was like the past 2 months. I'll make a collage of all the flyers that I'm on and all the things that I'm doing, and I put it in front of like a Japanese flyer for a movie.
Hmm.
So I mean, like, and that way I'm advertising everybody all at once. I don't have to like, oh, I have. Well, you want to know where I'm at? Just like you could look on this, screenshot it, zoom in. You can see every flyer everywhere. Like just for that month, what I have planned out. The
Yeah.
first one that I did was the stuff, and then this past one was I think that's Basket Case 3 that I did for last month, and I haven't really decided what I want to do for this month yet. But I do just lesser known movies all the time. Um, I'm super into like any trauma film. I'm pretty big on those too, like the Toxic Avenger series.
Oh, nice.
Uh, I like. So this isn't really. It's not really like a horror movie, but it is one of my favorite movies of all time, just because of the way it was advertised and how like campy and like the practical effects look. But it's Ricky Ho, the story of Ricky. It's a ultra
Yes.
violent. It's an ultra violent kung fu movie for like those who've never seen it. But if
Yep.
you buy the DVD, it says "As Seen on the Tonight Show." Like the head smashing scene where like the dude like he just smashes his hands together and this dude's head just explodes everywhere. But like they put it on the Tonight Show for some reason, and then whoever marketed their DVD said the head smashing scene as seen on the Tonight Show.
That's
And
great.
that's what made me watch it the first time I ever watched it anyway, because I was like, what the fuck is this? And then like I was like, oh, the whole thing's amazing. But like, yeah, that or like Dead Alive. That's
Oh,
another really
yeah.
good one. Just those ultra violent ones with like just crazy ridiculous shit in them are always real good. But I'm super into that, and then like I do a lot of video games too.
I
But
noticed
just
that with one of the posts you made talking about you said someone looked like something off of Resident Evil 5. I was like, hold up, I gotta ask about video games with this guy. I gotta
that
ask.
that came from Dracula Flo, the old man that they dress up like Dracula. He says all the
Yeah.
ridiculous shit. It was we left that motherfucker looking like an extra Resident Evil 5 or
Yep.
like yeah, that shit's like really 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 funny. But I do a lot of survival horror, and then like
Yes.
Final Fantasy Tactics just got like re-released and remastered, so I'm playing through that right now.
Oh, hell yeah. What are
And
some of
then
the
I'm
survival horrors that you like?
I've played through. I mean, Silent Hill is a big one. I played
Mm.
through the Silent Hill 2 remake, and then what is like Silent Hill F? That's the newest one.
Yo, yes.
So I'm like working my way through that, and then I took a break so I could play through the newest Resident Evil, and
Oh,
it's amazing.
yes.
What is that? Resident Evil 9? It was really 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 good.
Yeah, I think either 8 or 9, right?
Well, because eight's Village, isn't it?
Oh, duh, you're right. You're right. It is
Yeah.
9. You're right.
So I mean, I'm big on both of those. There are other ones
Yes.
from like a long ass time ago, like the Clock Tower series or like Fatal Frame. Like,
Dude. Oh my
but
God, you're
like
speaking to me.
they have
Holy
so much
shit.
shit that like needs to be remade.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean? But they are supposedly they're remaking Silent Hill, like the very first one. They're doing a remake on it, so
Oh,
I'm
hell yeah.
excited for that to come out eventually.
Oh, that's awesome. I love hearing about when other people play horror games and survival horror games because that's right the fuck up my alley of like playing video games. So that's awesome. And you mentioning Clock Tower, holy shit, that was just like a fucking punch to the gut from like the past. I was like, holy shit, Clock Tower. Like when you brought up Basket Case earlier, I'm like, holy fuck, that's awesome. That is awesome. So we've covered movies, we've covered video games. What are obviously you have your you like punk music and stuff like that. You make it and everything. What are some other like music that you like? What are some artists that you like to listen to or bands?
I have such a crazy like list of shit that I listen to, and it ranges anywhere from like I listen to a lot of like old Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, hell yeah.
I do like I wouldn't call myself a juggalo, but there are like certain albums that I'll listen to, like The Great Malenko is real good.
Yes.
I do obviously like a lot of old school punk,
Mhm.
like Black Flag, TSOL, uh, the Misfits, like huge on the Misfits. Anything G.G. Allen. I regularly talk to Merle still. So
Wow.
like I'll order shit from him, like because he doesn't bring Fat Boy size anything to the fucking shows with him. So like I'll go see the Murder Junkies and then I'll be like, I need this in a 2XL. And then like later on he'll ship me over a shirt. Like he'll
Oh,
be like, all
wow.
right, well I'm back at the Murder Mart. What did you need?
Damn.
So I've made like a weird little relationship with him just from ordering shit off of him because he never has my size. Uh, but like I played in like post hardcore bands and like regular hardcore bands and like I've listened to anything from like Attack Attack and like I wrestled a bear once and like some of that older stuff like Asking Alexandria. I'm a big Vanna fan. I listen to Vanna
Okay.
like all that's my walkout song is a cover of Zero from the Smashing Pumpkins. Vanna plays it. So I mean that's been my walkout song for God, it's been years now since I've been using that by myself. Um, Me and Dee Dee are both really into like Every Time I Die, so we come out to White Void from Every Time I Die.
Hell yeah.
That's our walkout song there. I listen to like some of the more brutal stuff too, like what was that, Bubblegum Chainsaw? Something I've been listening to a lot more of. Like they're relatively new. It's super weird. The John Candy, also like a really weird, super heavy ass band. um, Terror, Cruel Hand, The Acacia Strain. Like I met Vincent Bennett, and I have like a big Wormwood logo tattooed on the back of my leg, and
Oh, wow.
got to chop it up with him for like forever about it. And he was
Oh,
like, "Well,
that's
it's
so
not
cool.
official until I slap it." And then he reached down and slapped the shit out of my leg. So that was fun. Um, Lately I do like a lot of like dirty train hopping kid music because like I weld, some days it's 10 hours. So I do like audiobooks and random shit like that. So
Okay.
I listened to the Leftover Crack audiobook. I listened to like the whole thing and like I dove down like a rabbit hole and I was listening to like Choking Victim and like the Crack Rock Steady 7 and like Leftover Crack and Star Fucking Hipsters and then like No Cash Sounds Like Them. So like that's a band that like, it's not as mainstream as they are. I mean like they're not anywhere near mainstream to begin with, but like No Cash also sounds like Leftover Crack for people that want to listen to it. And that got me into diving down like the dirty train hopping kid music. So I've been listening to like Johnny Hobo and the Freight Trains or like Mischief Brew. And
Okay.
then I just like started listening to Hot Mulligan. So
Okay.
like that's real fun. I saw them at like one of our local festivals like last year. Me and my wife got to go to a four chord music festival. It's like right outside of Pittsburgh. Got to see like a lot of fun stuff there. But it ranges anywhere from like mainstream stuff that everyone listens to like shit that no one even knows about and like everywhere in between. Like I'm just in like I'm in the pocket to really like be exposed to new music and then like
Mm.
just have so much shit that I just like go back to constantly.
Yeah.
Like my playlist is like 400 or 500 songs and they're all fucking different. Like
Yep.
all super super different. So
Oh, I can relate. Yeah.
whenever I put it on random, it'll fuck with you if someone else listened to it, it doesn't even make sense. But it makes sense for me, you know.
I could definitely relate to that. So, lastly, I would like to know, uh, what are if you have like a favorite savory or sweet type of snack, and if you're not a snacking type of guy, what is your favorite food?
I'm super big on like Dubai chocolate. My wife just brought me back some like
Ooh.
from the store, and I like woke up because I sleep into the mid afternoon most days,
Mhm.
and like I had a bunch of shit to run around and go do, and like I woke up and ate a Dubai chocolate bar, and then basically went out the door to like shake out like grass seed and do like hay at my aunt's house, and then I came back here pretty much right after. So I'll always go for chocolate. I do have like a crazy sweet tooth.
Right on.
I do like lifesaver gummy candy, like
Ooh.
basically anything. Like all the shit that's bad for you, I'll eat all of it. Is pretty much like how that works. Like a favorite like real food, I'm crazy about steak. I smoke like meat at my house. I have like a real nice grill I got for Father's Day a couple years back.
Oh, nice.
I'll do ribs. We've done like briskets, and like I'll do like regular grill, like shit, hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever. Um, all things Americana. It's very anything that you would see at the Fourth of July is something that I would eat, and then like like cheesecake too. That's my
Mm.
diet's miserable, like, but I love it. I'll eat like this all the time. I don't even care.
You mentioned cheesecake. What kind of cheesecake is your favorite?
I'll do I like the New York style cheesecake with like the strawberry drizzle, or I'll do like a chocolate and caramel drizzle or something on it. Um I'll pretty much try like whatever though. We get a cheesecake factory. I'll get something real weird. There's like some kind of like cherry, dark chocolate cherry or something like that whenever we went last time. Kaju Big Battle was in Pittsburgh, and we went to dinner, like me, my son, my wife, and we got we get Cheesecake Factory, and I was like, what's the craziest thing I can think of? And then I brought it home and waited till like the wee hours of the morning and ate the whole thing, and I was just like, yeah, this is what I wanted, to have like a real late night snack. Everyone's asleep. I just get to creep in and eat like a fucking animal someplace, because I destroyed it. It had to be like 3 minutes flat. They're like as big
That's
as my head.
awesome.
Those pieces of cheesecake are huge.
That's awesome. Oh, Marcus, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. You have been an absolute treat to have on here. Phenomenal to get to know. I would love for you to take this time to let everyone know, plug yourself. Where can they find you on social media? Where can they find your merch? And as well as with your band, too. Let us know everything.
I mean, you could look up American Crust on literally anything. As far as merch goes for them, you have to come to a show.
Right on.
Everything is very old school. Chris prints our t-shirts. So, I mean, like, you have to come to a show to get anything physical, but you can listen to everything for free on YouTube. It's the only American Crust that I know of that's on YouTube, because nothing else pops up whenever you put it in. For me, everything should be Marcus underscore twist. I'm on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook. I have a Twitter I don't really use, because I mean, like, that's a fucking no man's land is Twitter. I don't really jump on that much. We have old designs. I carry a lot of new designs with me, like stuff that I've made. I in true DIY fashion, I hand draw a lot of my logos and give them to my merch girl. She prints everything out, so I have physical of everything. But back
Sweet.
whenever like we didn't have a merch lady, I'm pretty sure we have like Saturday Night Special and Marcus Twist have like a combined store on pro wrestling tees.
Oh,
So I
nice.
mean, like for the oldest shit, like the very first stuff that we've ever made is on there. I haven't like really done anything else with it since. So I mean, like honestly, you just have to like come to a show. And as far as coming to a show, following me on social media is the easiest way to figure that out. So I have next week it's Blazing Summerfest. RSW will be there
Nice.
all weekend. I think I have like 6 matches. There's a hardcore tournament. It's in Ohio. It's in like I believe that's like Southern Ohio, like Chesapeake, I think. But Afro Man, Method Man, Red Man are going to be there. The Cottonmouth Kings, like, and then we'll be staying there all weekend. So
Dude.
that's a fun place to be able to find us. So you get to
Um,
see all your favorite stuff and us all wrestle all weekend.
wow. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on here. You guys make sure you follow Marcus with everything that he's doing. He is absolutely phenomenal if you have not seen his work already. And as for me, you can follow me on TikTok, Kakeface_Karlee, on Instagram, Kakeface Karlee underscore, oh my God, Kakeface_Karlee 2.0, and on YouTube for X Brand Unleashed. And thank you guys so much for watching. But until next time, okay, thanks, bye.